Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is going to be very exciting because I am going to be testing out the new Disney collection by Essence and Catrice. I got a few things from Catrice, I got a few things from Essence, and I'm going to be doing a look with those in this video. So let's get into it. So Essence and Catrice, they do these types of collections a bunch. And I think this is the cutest one they've done so far. I think this is gonna be my favorite. I love how everything looks. And the one before this, I was kind of like feeling so about. I ended up not buying it. But this one, I just felt it. I just felt the hype. I just felt the excitement. So I bought a few things. I by far didn't buy everything because this was such a big collection. But the thing that started it all was definitely the Catrice The Jungle Book face palette in shade 010 Tales About the Jungle. I think the packaging is so cute. It feels very luxurious, very like this type of material, this type of touch. It has a name, I think, but I don't really know it. It's kind of similar to the Oden's eye palettes, what they have. And if you look closely, this whole palette actually has like a shimmer throughout it. I think this is such a beautiful design. I think they did a great job with it. And then on the inside, we have two bronzers and two kind of like glowy blushes. I love glowy blushes and I love the Catrice face palette. So I was like, okay, I gotta try that. I really want to know what that's about. And so this one was really the start of it all. Then the eyeshadow palette that I decided to buy. This is the Catrice Cosmetics The Jungle Book eyeshadow palette in 010 Bare Necessities, which I think is such a fun name. Once again, I think this packaging is really cute. Apparently I'm really into the vibe of Baloo and Mowgli together. And then the actual inside. I think this is like a fun way to design like the layout of a palette without making it look too much, like making it too random and making it look kind of like, what am I even looking at? I think this is such a cute color story. This was by far my favorite color story because we have a rosy nude, we have some interesting shades, we have a lilac, we have some green, we have some purple. And just looking at these shimmers in the pan, I think they're gonna be pretty cute. I haven't swatched it yet at this point, but I think that this is gonna be like a pretty good palette. Like Catrice, they can do some good palettes. So I have hope. I have a lot of hope. And then I bought one of the Essence Swirl glosses. I kind of wanted both, but I was like, do I need it? The answer was no. So I went with the Lion King Timon lip gloss. By the way, I don't really know how you say his name in English. I always watch the movies in Dutch because I was a kid and I watched it in Dutch. I don't know. I think this swirl gloss looks very cute. I think I've seen this before with other brands. I don't know what is gonna happen with this. Like, how will it eventually look on the lips? Because we have a little bit of shimmer, we have a little bit of just a cream gloss. And I'm thinking, like, how is this gonna look after using this like 10 times? Then is it still gonna look this good? But we're not gonna find it out today. But I really want to see what happens when those colors are mixed together. By the way, I already smelled it. I haven't swatched it yet or anything, but I smelled it and it's really like sweet. Then I decided to grab one of the Catrice The Jungle Book. This is the Hate Junior. Is that how you say it? I definitely haven't watched these movies enough and I definitely haven't watched them in English. So this is the Blush Stick 010 An Elephant Never Forgets. And this is the very peachy pink one. There's also a mauve one with like a different animal on it, but I decided to go with this one. I think it looks really cute. Then I also grabbed one of the Catrice The Jungle Book Mowgli Balms, and this is in 020. I do feel like this feels really cheap. It feels very light. I feel like the material, it just doesn't feel as good as the other things. I feel like they have put less effort into this balm. The one that I got is kind of like this peachy pink. Just gonna try it out. I do like the way they kind of made it look with the tree imprint or like the jungle imprint on the bullet. I think that looks really cute. And then the M of Mowgli on the like top of the lipstick. I think that looks cute, but it just feels a little bit cheapy. So I thought it was gonna feel a little better. Like, this was the thing I was kind of like unsure about if I was gonna get it, and now I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have. And then lastly, this was kind of like a last minute decision. I also grabbed the Catrice Jungle Book brush. Where is the packaging that says the name? This is the Sculpting brush. And I thought that this looked really nice for bronzer basically. Pretty precise. Kind of like a shape that I would enjoy. So I decided to grab this one because I also really like the green shade of this collection, as you can kind of see by what I am wearing. I love this type of green. I think it's so cute, so spring of vibes. So I grabbed this one as well. That's everything I got from the collection. Let's zoom in, let's do a look. Alright, I already primed my eyelids. I've been thinking what I want to do with this eyeshadow palette because you can do so many things. Like there's so much to do, and I'm kind of thinking I want to go in with some of the more rosy nude shades and then kind of use this shimmer over here because this looks really interesting. It looks kind of like a plummy purple, like grayish plummy purple to a greenish shift. So I kind of want to use that on the lid, but then do the crease a little bit more neutral. And then maybe use like a pop of yellow in the inner corner, something like that could be really cool. So I think I'm gonna go into the shade Man Village, this one over here. I'm gonna put that in the crease first. Just gonna take a bit of a fluffy crease brush and I'm gonna get my mirror a little bit closer. Okay, let's dip in. I really hope that this palette is gonna be really good because it is just so cute. Okay, this looks fine. Like for this type of shade, the depth of this shade, I think this looks good. It just blends out the way I would kind of expect. Alright, next let's go into the shade Litter of Cups, which is kind of mauvey, but also it has a slight like terracotta hint to it. So let's see how these build on top of each other. Okay, that looks really nice. I'm just taking the same brush because these are pretty light shades. I feel like I can get away with a bit of a fluffy crease brush. Seems a little bit powdery. I'm just gonna take a clean brush and just kind of blend this. Alright, it looks pretty cute so far. We need something to kind of deepen it up. So I'm gonna go into the shade called Papa Bear. I'm gonna take a little bit more of a precise brush, I think. And I'm gonna start slowly and see how we can deepen it up. If we can deepen it up. I feel like it's not the like most craziest pigmented shade, but it definitely builds. And that is what I like. Like it's easy to use. And I'm also applying it a bit on the lid. I like that kind of shade. I'm gonna go back in and just blend the edge a little bit. Alright, I really like how the crease is looking so far. I think this is very promising. I'm gonna put the shade All Iron Paws. All Iron Paws. I am not English enough. All Iron Paws. I'm gonna put that more like in the outer part, on the outer part of the crease. This is gonna be the first shimmer that I swatch. So Alright, that looks really nice and this makes me so hopeful for this palette. Okay, that is sparkly and that is stunning. Okay, it has a bit of a sheer base, which I love, and it looks so cute. Oh, are we gonna finally have a Disney collection that I am super impressed with? I really hope so. I hope so much. This packaging is so cute and this shimmer is so nice. Alright, what are we gonna do in more like the inner part? I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Trail. This also seems very shimmery. I don't even really know how to describe this. It's kind of like a champagne, but it seems to have something else in there as well. Like maybe it's a little bit of blue. So I'm gonna apply this with my finger again. Also looks so pretty and sparkly. I love sparkly shades, but it's really hard to come by at the drugstore sometimes. I feel like they don't really do sparkly shades as much, even though I know Catrice can do it. Alright, that looks so good. I am honestly so impressed by these shimmers, and the mattes were also nice. I hope you can kind of see how sparkly this is, and I'm just so happy because it's also such a cute color story. I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did in the crease on the lower lash line, and then I want to add something in the inner corner, maybe do a little bit of a liner, but first I'm gonna do the lower lash line. Okay, now that is nice and smoky. I am gonna clean up under my eyes after I do all my eyeshadow, so then it's gonna look a little bit more snatched. But for now we're gonna first dip into the inner corner shade, and I really want to try to use Tiger by Tail. This is such an interesting yellowy shade, and I love yellow eyeshadow. I love yellow inner corners. It is just a fave. So I hope this is gonna be as pigmented as I think. Okay, it's not super light, but it's definitely pigmented. It's a bit deep for what I had in mind, but it is a cool shade. Is there something I can do on top so it looks a little less like dark yellow? I think I'm gonna go in Fair Weather and use the lightest shimmer in the palette. And let's see how that applies with a brush. Is this gonna do what I hope it's gonna do? Yeah, it's a little bit lighter for sure. I'm gonna take a smaller brush to use this shimmer with. I feel like that's gonna, yeah, that's gonna apply it a bit more pigmentedly. Now we just have a little bit of a yellow hue in the inner corner. Do I still want to do a little bit of a shimmer on the lower lash line? I think I'm gonna go into the shade called Fortunes. I think this looks so interesting, like this antique gold with a really like sparkly look to it and kind of like a green undertone. I'm gonna use a small pencil brush and see if this will stick to my lower lash line. It is always the question with these kinds of shades, because sometimes you really need to apply them with your finger. Okay, this is going well. This is definitely sticking, but I feel like it would be even better with a finger on the top. Alright, I hope it comes across on camera how cool this look is, like how cool these shimmers are. I'm gonna clean up under my eyes, do most of my makeup, except for the things we still have to try out. So I'm always a bit scared to use a new bronzer or blush with a new brush, but we're just gonna try this brush and see what happens. You know, maybe it will surprise me, maybe I will really like it, but if it doesn't work, I'm gonna try the brush that I always use. So I'm gonna go in with the light shade of this bronzer, of the bronzers, and I'm just gonna start applying. Maybe I will really love this. It's a bit more precise than the brush that I usually use, which can actually, that was a fly. It is way too early for me, for you. Okay, this looks really nice. I really like the application with this brush because it's really precise. I'm gonna do the same on the other side and just take a little bit more. But I actually really like this brush. This is a good brush. And I really like the formula of this bronzer. It makes me think a lot of the finish, of the vibe of the Holiday Skin luminous bronzers that are basically matte, but they have this very natural luminosity to them that just makes it look like your skin but better, which I really love. It just has this perfecting formula. No shimmers, no glitters, just this glow that is not really a glow, but it's still a glow. Okay, I really like how this is looking. And now I'm gonna go and take a little bit of the deeper bronzer and see how that works. I'm just gonna keep using this brush because I really like it. Let's see how deep this actually is, if I can get away with it right now or maybe in the summer. I feel like maybe it's more of a summer shade, but I can blend it out. It kind of works, but I feel with this precise brush is a bit much for me. Just gonna even it out over here. Of course, it has to look the same. Okay, I do like the deeper bronzer as well. It is cute. It is looking good. I think it looks good. Okay, I'm gonna grab my blush brush that I always use for blush, and I'm gonna, I think, go into this shade first of the palette. This is the less shimmery of the blushes, but they're both very shimmery. So I'm just gonna take a bit and let's see what happens. Okay, is it a blush or is it a highlighter? Because there's not much pigment here, just a lot of like lilac-y glow. I would say this is more of a blush topper. I don't see a lot of color happening. I just see a lot of glow, which looks pretty, but alright. But of course we have the other blush as well, like the peachy one that I'm gonna try on the other side. And maybe we can mix it in a little bit over here as well. But I just want to see what the palette does first on one side. So we're gonna go in the more glimmery, shimmery shade, and let's see what happens if I apply this as a blush. Okay, that just adds more shimmer. It looks really pretty though. Like, I like them both, but I feel like it kind of needs a base, a little bit more color to it. So I wouldn't say personally that this is a one-stop palette. It's not something I would travel with. It's just with this palette for the cheeks. It looks cute, but I just feel like it's missing a little bit of color for me personally. Maybe if you have lighter skin, that it could work. But I really like the formulas. I just feel like it's more shine than color. Okay, let's apply the cream to the other side. And right away we're gonna see if it works on top of a powder bronzer. So just gonna blend it out with my blush brush. I really hope this meshes together. I don't know if I really like this. I don't know if I think this looks absolutely amazing. I mean, I feel like I put on quite a bit, but it kind of disappeared. Should I try it with the brush from the collection? Just gonna apply a little bit more, and I'm gonna take the sculpting brush. Let's see if this can make it look a little bit more pigmented, a little bit more concentrated. I don't feel like this is absolutely amazing. So far I'm more happy with this cheek, even though I'm missing some blush. It's just quite lightly pigmented in my opinion. I do like a blush with a bit of a medium pigmentation, because then I can kind of see what I want. I can kind of do what I want, manipulate it a little bit, and I feel like it's just very subtle, and I did apply a lot. I am gonna go into the stick like this with the sculpting brush, and I'm gonna grab quite a bit. And I'm gonna see if I can mix it in over here and add some color. Maybe this is a better way to apply it. I feel like it looks more pigmented. Is this kind of working out? Is this actually a good combination? Okay, I think I quite like this. I think that is looking pretty good. Kind of toned down the shimmer a little bit, but that is fine. I'm gonna take a brush, clean brush, to kind of blend out the edges, blend it all together. And I'm just gonna take a little mix of the two shimmery blushes and apply it on my other cheek, just to I hope it's gonna look a little bit similar. Can we live with this? Can we live with this combination? I feel like it kind of looks similar, not like 100%, but it's okay, it's okay. We're just gonna go with this. Let's move on to the lip products. I'm gonna put on the balm first. Doesn't really smell like anything. Now that I applied it, smells a little bit more makeup-y. I don't feel like this is the most flattering thing I've ever had on my lips. I feel like it's like okay, it's fine. Like, it's a balm, but it emphasizes dryness on my lips a little bit. It just looks a little bit uneven. I'm gonna apply a little bit of lip liner before I apply the gloss. Okay, so I applied the NYX Line Loud lip liner in Global Citizen, and now let's see what this gloss actually does. I realized, by the way, that this is the Lion King product that I grabbed, but this was just the only thing that really made me curious. So let's see. Alright, I really like this gloss. I do feel the shimmers a little bit on my lips, but the look and feel of it next to that, I really enjoy. Like, it's a little bit gritty. So if you don't like that, don't buy this one. But I feel like this really took the lip to another level, and quite like how this looks now. So this is the finished look. I really love how everything turned out. Really love the glowiness of the cheeks, the eyes. I'm so impressed with the eyes, and the lip look in the end I feel like really came together. Let's quickly go over everything. Let's quickly recap what I did and didn't like. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette, so far I'm a big fan. I love the packaging, love the color story. All the shades that I used worked really well. The shimmers were so nice and sparkly, like really a step up. Well, not exactly a step up, but it's like the good formula that Catrice sometimes does, and it's in this palette, and I love that it is with these kind of unexpected, kind of interesting shades that I can see myself using a lot, and I can see a lot of different really fun looks that I can do with this. So I'm really into this palette. Then the face palette I really like. I think all of the products in here, all of the shades in here worked really well. I really love the formula of the bronzer. The blushes are more of a blush topper, so I would bring something else in personally, but the actual formula of this is really nice. I don't know if it really needed to have both of these. Like, I would have loved on the one hand that if one of these blushes was an actual blush, but I do really like the look of this. Like, these two kind of light pinky blushes, it just does something to me. So I wouldn't really change it, but looking at it in a very practical way, maybe I would. Then the cream blush, I have to try it out a little bit more. I wasn't like super impressed like I was with the cream blush stick that I got from the new Catrice update that they did for like spring summer. I really like that one right away. This one I just feel like I have to like get into it a little bit more, try it with different brushes, different products to combine it with. So far I think it's fine. The Balm I feel like is the thing that you buy if you just want to buy something from the collection but you don't really care, and it feels like they made it for that type of person, because it just feels like they didn't really care when making this product in a way. Like, it's cute, it looks cute, it's very collectible, but at the same time it feels a little bit cheapy. It doesn't look amazing on the lips, so I wouldn't recommend this unless you're not really like gonna use it. Then the gloss, I think it's really cute. It smells very sweet, it looks very cute. It's like a fun thing to have. It looks really nice on lips. It feels quite nice. It's just a slight grittiness that I already feel less than I did when I just applied it. There's only a slight grittiness. I can see myself using this quite a bit. I really like the look of this gloss on my lips. And then lastly, the surprise of this video, the thing that I actually really loved, is this brush. I think I will use this quite a bit for bronzer because it's so precise. It still blended it out really nicely. I really liked it. I really like the shape. I really like the look of it. I really like just the way this works on my cheeks. I'm a big fan of this brush. I think they did a great job with this. It feels like a very luxurious brush. And then that's actually gonna be everything for today's video. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And then I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.